If you're getting mauled by your training partners in training or your opponent in fights, or just feel stuck with no direction on how to improve, this video will show you how the UFC themselves advises fighters to train, and a reliable, established system for skill development made by the top analysts and sports scientists for MMA in the world. But first, where is all this information coming from? The UFC Performance Institute, the UFC's official training center, and the world's first MMA center for innovation, research and training, publishes a cross-sectional analysis every year. In it, they cover everything from strength training to injury management and stress for fighters. But what we're going over today is their systems-based training. So first, what are the fundamental skills of mixed martial arts? Obviously, there's striking, wrestling, and grappling, but it's notable that the UFC actually categorizes 3 skill areas exclusive to MMA: striking and wrestling, grappling and striking, and wrestling and grappling. Obviously, these 3 are unique because they're hard to find in conventional combat sport bases most fighters have. There's no wrestling in kickboxing, no boxing in wrestling. So unless you have a base in a rarer sport such as Sambo, you may need to focus on developing your ability to develop these skills in conjunction with one another. Some more specific examples in each fundamental skill can be seen in this chart. While you may be proficient in pure grappling or pure striking, pay attention to skills such as fence wrestling, striking into takedowns, and ground and pound. Under each skill are elements that you can measure to determine your proficiency in that skill. This is important for the skills development system we're going over next. As the UFC says, while it is not essential that every fighter needs to be excellent in all these major skills, it is fundamental that all fighters have a sufficient level of competency in these skills so as to not have an area that could be exposed by an opponent as a major weakness. So how do you determine whether your level of competency in each skill is high enough? Introducing Fighter X, the UFC PI's skill evaluation tool. Under each skill, there are 4 technical areas. Either you, your coach, or another teammate will give you a score out of 10 for how proficient you are in each technical area as they watch you train and fight. Feedback will also be noted. As an example, if you're a competent wrestler but occasionally observed diving for shots out of desperation, whoever's observing you might rate your timing for offensive wrestling a 6 and write this: has good timing but sometimes doesn't set things up and can be in bad positions. Does best when he uses strikes. Short, specific, and tells you exactly what you need to work on. There's a game element to it too, when you can see your scores improving over time as you refine your skills. This evaluation is recommended to be done outside of fight camp, when you have enough time to work on your weaknesses without needing to train fight-specific elements like your game plan against your opponent. An example first evaluation week can look as follows: some high-intensity wrestling and low-intensity striking on Monday, evaluating the related technical areas, then switching areas to something else on Tuesday, making sure to include both high-intensity work days and low-intensity recovery days. Finally, at the end of the week, ending with short, high-intensity training incorporating all areas. Obviously, the volume and intensity can be adjusted for your specific needs, but this evaluation week is meant to get a brief assessment of each skill used in a non-fatigued state against partners of a similar size and skill level. You can then get an idea of what your training plan will look like and what it's going to focus on for the next few months until you get another assessment week.